Okay, can I,
You can do whatever you want.
do you want to stand up here? Because I'm going to have them start to play. I just told Chris we're good to go.
Oh, is he out there with
Yeah,
you?
I texted him and told him that we're good.
Oh, yeah,
All right?
sure.
So, do you want to stand here while they process? We're good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you good? Right here.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the 2023 White Coat Ceremony, celebrating the class of 2027. It's my honor to be here. If you don't know me, I'll introduce myself. I'm Dr. Borenstein. I am a proud owl who's been appointed as the interim dean. So in my role as interim dean, I welcome everybody. Please be seated. Before we begin, you may or may not have heard, but our university suffered a great loss on Tuesday. Our president, Joanne Epps, died suddenly. And Joanne was a personal friend of mine. She was a personal friend to many people here, and she was a great leader. And more than that, she was just a nice person. Everybody who have ever met Joanne, instantly she was their friend. So I would just like to take one moment of silence in her memory. Okay, there's a couple of other things that I'd like to say. There were many people that are here today that helped make this possible, and I would be remiss if I didn't call them out. First and foremost, Haley. You guys know what a great job she does. She's dedicated. She has such fortitude that she's pulled this whole thing together even when pieces were falling apart. The students here all know Haley very well, the staff, and so forth. But there was other people involved in setting up that work behind the scenes. And again, I just want to call out some of those people, including people from the Office of Admissions, Adrian Henry, Joan Hankins, other people as well, Carla Moffett, Katie Batista, and our ever-present tech guru, Jason Burwell. So give them all a hand. You know, I've been here a long time. In fact, this month is my 35th year as a faculty member and my 55th year as somebody who entered Temple University in the fall of 1968. There are people here that are older than I. I won't talk about you, Phil. But being a Temple owl means something. There's a sense of community here and something that makes us special. I'm looking out in the audience at some of our cloakers and the folks on stage. Interestingly, people that you will see as cloakers, I have been their teacher, and there's also actually somebody here that was my teacher. So it's a big circle, and you are now part of it. This is a time of transition. It's fall tomorrow officially, although it looks like it and feels like it today. And you are about to change, so you're about to transition. When you walk in here, you don't have that white coat. You walk across the stage, you're going to have that white coat and willfully commit to being a pharmacist. You'll say the oath of the pharmacist. You'll say it today, and you'll also say it at graduation. So we're glad that you're here. This is a very special time. It's a celebration. It is just a wonderful time to be around and watch the smiles on everybody's faces here. Before we begin, I have some other acknowledgments that I have to make. And I'm really pleased once again to say that our friends at CVS Health and Walgreens have helped supported this. You're going to see that when you're done. We have really good food out there, okay? Which will go really fast. And by the way, the things that are on the, what are those things called, Haley? Those beans. The edamame beans. Don't try to eat what they're on. That's a piece of wood. We saw that happen. We saw that happen last year. I think some people lost their teeth. But I'm happy to acknowledge their generous donations sponsoring today's white coat ceremony. So please give our friends from Walgreens and CVS a hand. And a special thanks to all our cloakers today, all of whom are serving as cloakers because they genuinely support the school by making donations so that folks like you reap the benefits of their donations for scholarships and so forth. So why don't we give a hand to all the cloakers? And you know, some of the cloakers have actually committed to funding endowments, and these endowments are reoccurring investments in the school that each year we're able to use their money to help us help you. So these are long-term commitments. These folks have been doing it for a long time, and without them, we couldn't help you. So it's all a big community, and it's all about giving back also. So sometime you'll be asked, usually by Chris Van Vessem, to contribute back to the school. And I hope that your experience here is one that will make you want to give back to the school. In fact, I know it is. Things are better now. And when this is all over, be sure and introduce yourself to our cloakers and representatives from CVS and Walgreens at the reception. Everybody will be outside. And so right now, what I'm going to do, to the best of my ability, is go through the list of names of the cloakers. I could say many things about many of them. I'll refrain from that. But a couple times I'm going to have to jump in and say things. Okay, Ed? So, first of all, we have somebody from the class of 2026, Clarissa Abella, who is a coordinator of the Cherry Pantry, and she's going to be receiving something special today, I do believe. We have Janine Acker, who is a staff pharmacist at Pottstown Hospital and Tower Health. Judith Arnoff, president of JU Arnoff and Associates. Frank Brevi is president and CEO of Mid-Atlantic Pharmatech Consultants. Ed Casey, who is the current Alumni Association president and medical outcomes specialist at Pfizer. Randall Chapman is a retired pharmacist at the Good Samaritan Hospital in Lebanon, PA. Harry Collins is a partner with Edison Medical Group. William Ebling is president of Emergent Insights Consulting. John Foley is director of quality and execution of vaccines and general medicine at Merck. Francisca Graziano is from the School of Pharmacy class of 2024, and she is the 2023 Pharmacy Student Healthcare Professional Award recipient. Lindy Harris is a pharmacy manager at CVS. Larry Kraft is a retired pharmacist at Express Scripts and also graduated with me. Elizabeth Kukela, whose name I always screwed up when she was a student, is a senior medical writer with 2 Labs Pharma Services. Excuse me, Elizabeth. Roxana Lazar is an ICU pharmacist at Nazareth Hospital. David Lebo is a professor of pharmaceutics, and I know you guys know him, and current good manufacturing practices services at the School of Pharmacy. Elaine McCoyak is an emeritus professor at the School of Pharmacy. Elaine was my teacher. Sam Medulla is founder of Banks Apothecary. Elizabeth Marlino is the supervisor of Horizon House. Kathy Martin works as a senior tax specialist for Paytime Payroll Services. Jenna McAuliffe is the pharmacy manager at Rite Aid Pharmacy. Gregory Papa is retired owner of Kennedy Pharmacy. It goes on to another page. Devin Patel is the CEO of InfuCare RX. Robert Pollock is a retired consultant pharmacist. Tiara Ryan is a medical science liaison at Eli Lilly. Marvin Sampson is the founder and CEO of Sampson Medical Technologies. Gregory Schaefer is the principal of Schaefer Consulting Group, and his wife Pamela Schaefer, who is now happily retired. And last but not least, Phil Solomon, who graduated from the class of 1961, 62 years ago. I think you have us all beat. Did anybody beat out Phil in terms of how long? Okay, great, you're the winner. So all of these folks have contributed in one way or another. And you know, when I read this list and I look at some of the names and recall some of the faces, because like I said, some of these people were my students as well, it's remarkable the arc of their journey. And your journey will be remarkable as well, because we all know that pharmacy is a profession that gives you the ability to do a myriad of different types of personally satisfying and, more importantly, socially important aspects to your life and to helping your patients. So there's lots of things that you can do, and when you look at the sheet, I can remember some of these people struggling in medicinal chemistry, and they're now working at Merck, okay? So you never know where you're gonna wind up. Someday you may be up here yourself. In fact, I hope you all are. So what I'd like to do now is move on to the awards presentations. So I'm gonna ask Lee Weber and Lisa Becker to come up to the podium, and they're gonna present the 2022-2023 Preceptor of the Year Award.
That's the box. Someone. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Welcome, students, friends, and family. This is a very special day, and it's really our honor to stand before you and to recognize some really important people from the Corporal Michael J. Crescenz VA Medical Center right here in Philadelphia. So, are we going to have them come up?
If you would do yours first, then I'll do.
Yeah. So I would like to invite Matt up to the stage, and who else? Preceptor
And Dr. Ruffin's going to come.
and Dr. Ruffin, please, to come on up to be recognized. So it's my honor today to present to you the Introduction to Pharmacy Practice Preceptor of the Year Award, and that goes to the whole pharmacy department. And I want to share with you just a couple of comments from the student evaluations. But I also wanted to give a huge thanks to Matt and Dr. Ruffian and Chrissy and Melissa Shiner, because during the pandemic, when sites were not taking us, I reached out and Chrissy's like, yes. Now she was up to her eyeballs in alligators, but she still said yes. And we could not have graduated pharmacists during a global pandemic without the loyalty of our alumni. And not only did she take us, and Matt, and Melissa and the rest of the department, we have many other Temple alums at the VA. We should have a Temple pharmacy wing there, actually. But the student feedback was incredible. Just one of the comments I'll share, and then I'll hush up because we got a lot of other stuff to do today, is one of the students said, I loved the way the pharmacists work with the physicians and the nurses at the VA to ensure that each patient received the best care possible. I didn't realize that really happened. Well, it does really happen, and it's happening right at the VA. So thank you so much. And then I'll close with just saying, they said, I wish that every student can complete their rotation at the VA. So thank you so very much. We appreciate you more than you know. Thank you.
So much.
Can you please stay for a second?
Sure.
Can you come down?
I have to do my.
She has to do hers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I'll do it. Yeah. I'm Lisa Becker. You guys don't know me yet. I'll meet you in third year, or maybe sooner. I'm the director of APPE, which is your last year. Like Ms. Weber said, truly we could not do this without the preceptors. They are, I'll say, our better teachers out there. They really are, truly. And Chrissy and we have 2 for the Advanced Pharmacy Practice Experience Award. We're also giving it to the Department of Pharmacy at the VA because we cannot even tell you how many different things they have done. So we have 2 different alums here that are also fabulous preceptors, Dr. Chrissy Hancock and Dr. Melissa Shiner. Our students not only give them rave reviews, but they just think it is a wonderful working environment. And I agree with Lee and that student, if we could put everybody over at the VA, maybe we could talk them into it. Yeah, I don't think so. But we would try. It is wonderful. Our preceptors are wonderful. They are so in tune with our students and what our students need. And I hope that some of you will get to experience that. It is amazing. And I will second what Dr. Bornstein says about our alumni. They are amazing. It is just something to behold. When we needed help, we put out calls, and our alumni just came running. It was amazing. So that'll be you guys in a few years. So we'll thank you in advance because we'll be calling you. All right? So you guys, it's for the Advanced Pharmacy Practice Preceptor of the Year Award.
If you don't mind, I'm going to embarrass you for a few moments here. Good afternoon, everybody. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Craig Whitman. I'm the Assistant Dean of Academic Affairs here at the school. To the class of 2027, congratulations on receiving your white coats today. I wish you the best of luck in your studies moving ahead in the Doctor of Pharmacy program. We are honored to have you as part of our Temple University School of Pharmacy family. Speaking of family, today is a day of mixed emotions. While we are all riding the high of today's white coat ceremony, as Dean Borenstein has already acknowledged, we mourn the sudden and tragic loss of our president of Temple University, Joanne Epps. Today is also the last day Miss Lee Weber will be employed here at the School of Pharmacy. Miss Weber has been a part of our family for the past 15 years. As Experiential Education Coordinator and Director of Introductory Pharmacy Practice Experiences. In these roles, Ms. Weber has been responsible for the placements of PY1, PY2, and PY3 students to fulfill their IPPE requirements. Lee ensured all required prerequisites were fulfilled and the experiences were completed. She was the point of contact for students, faculty, staff, administrators, and preceptors for the program. Lee continually worked hard to develop and cultivate new experiential sites that benefited countless numbers of students. To give some perspective, Lee placed and managed over 400 students per year and hundreds more experiential sites and preceptors. Lee has represented our school and the profession of pharmacy exceedingly well throughout her time here. Across the spectrum of Lee's activities, most importantly, she's been a tremendous advocate for our students. Whether advising students in career-related questions, precepting IPPE events, or leading students at Pharmacy Legislative Day, she has worked tirelessly to provide our students with the best opportunities to promote their growth as student pharmacists. On a personal note, it hasn't been a long time, but it's been an absolute pleasure to work with you, Lee. And especially in my role as Assistant Dean of Academic Affairs. And I will certainly miss your offers for candy, cake, and other goodies on a weekly, if not sometimes daily basis. As she has been an integral part of our school and the white coat ceremony for some time, I would like to acknowledge Ms. Lee Weber for her years of service to Temple University School of Pharmacy and wish her the best of luck in her future endeavors. Thank you for everything. And you will always be a part of the School of Pharmacy. Please join me in congratulating Lee.
Thank you for everything. We'll miss you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I just want to say a couple words. For those who don't know me, I'm Craig's kind of counterpart, if you will. My name is Lawrence Carey. I'm the Assistant Dean for Assessment and Accreditation. And while Craig had the fortune to work with Lee for a relatively short time, I had the pleasure of working as director of the Office of Experiential Education for about 5.5 years. So I got to work very closely with Lisa and Lee and all the people in that office. And between Lee and Dolores running the introductory experience side of the house, it was nothing less than remarkable. Knowing that every student was placed, knowing that every student had a valuable experience, and also just the way that Lee and Dolores kind of mentored the students that were coming through. The Office of Experiential Education, I always consider to be the kitchen of the School of Pharmacy, where people just sit around the table and talk. That's kind of what it was. And I'll also miss not only Lee's everyday contributions, but I'll also miss her North Carolina wisdom. And if the student did something that wasn't exactly at par, she would go, "Bless that student's heart." And that would be, oh boy. So, but we will miss you terribly. Please visit often.
I will.
And we wish you well in your new endeavor.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's very sweet. Thank you.
As Larry and Craig just said, they had a limited time relative to my time because I was there when we hired you. I remember having the conversations. So Lee, good luck and everything. Thank you so much. Right now, Mike, can you hand me that? Mine's gone. You had a purpose. We all have a purpose, yes. Okay. All right. And right now, I'd like to bring up to the podium our Alumni Association President, Dr. Ed Casey. The Alumni Association is very active in making sure that certain people are awarded because of their special activities into the school. So Ed, I'll let you come up for these presentations. No, you don't need that.
No, we're good, thank you. All right, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you, Dr. Bornstein. Before I get started in my comments, I'd like to say that this is very Temple. I've taught a class with Lee for 11 years, and what you don't know is that she has a farm And as a thank you gift for the last class I taught, she brought me a dozen eggs from the chickens on her farm. And they were sensational. So the fact that you're leaving means I'm not going to get any more eggs. So I'm a little disappointed. But good luck. God bless. It's all the best in the world to you. So as Dr. Borenstein said, my name is Edward Casey. I am a very proud 88 School of Pharmacy alum and the current president of the Pharmacy Schools Alumni Association. For those who are unfamiliar with the Alumni Association, it is an organization made up of alums whose mission and purpose is to promote continuing alumni activities and interest in support of the aims, ideas, and purposes of the School of Pharmacy. We exist solely to give back to the school and to help each other. And you heard that story. I didn't plan that, but you heard that story several times in the previous speakers. One of the primary mechanisms for this support is to serve as a network for connecting and fostering relationships among alumni, students, faculty, and you heard some of those, and of course the administration. We do this in many ways: volunteering, mentoring, teaching, and networking. And as you'll see in a few minutes, recognizing our fellow alums for their contributions and accomplishments to the profession. You are just beginning your journey. What today seems like 4 long years will be gone in a flash. You have no idea how fast it's going to go. And before you know it, you'll be headlong into your career, life, and all of that. I truly believe, and I think my colleagues have echoed it today, that one of the strengths of Temple School of Pharmacy is the willingness of the alumni to help current and future students. You'll see us many times over the next 4 years, teaching, volunteering for events, speaking. I encourage you to meet and network with as many alumni as you can. And always remember, pharmacy is a very, very small world. You may have heard that already, and in a very coincidental but fortuitous moment, I met one of our award winners just before this, and that is exactly what we started talking about. And I'll share some of those stories in here. And in light of that, or to illustrate that, I'd like to share a couple of moments from just the last 2 weeks of my life that highlight the concept of the small world and how the choices you make at the School of Pharmacy during your 4 years can help inform and determine your career choices. Several years ago, I was sitting at a family function talking with a friend of mine whose daughter was at main campus, and she was considering pharmacy as a career. So of course, I offered my help and said if she wants to talk to somebody, I'd be happy to share my thoughts and experiences. I ended up having coffee with her on main campus. We talked. She, in the end, decided to come to the pharmacy school. We talked often while she was in school. I checked in. I helped her get her first pharmacy job, recommendation, phone calls, etc. And eventually, we talked about her career and choices. Despite some significant angst, she decided to do a residency in Texas. And this is where the small world part comes in. I called several friends and colleagues who are in Texas, and they took the time to meet with her, review sites, programs, and her options. And recommendations. They made recommendations to those program directors on her behalf. She completed her residency, embarked on her career, and is now an ambulatory care clinical pharmacist with a large medical group back here in Philadelphia. I got a call from her a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about her journey, her career, and where she's going, and how Temple, the pharmacy school, and the mentoring helped shape the decision she made in her life, as she ended up in a place she never knew existed when she started. 2 years ago, I spoke at this very ceremony, filling in for a colleague. In that class were 2 students, both of whom I knew their family and friends for a long time. One of those students I knew since the day he was born. The second one, I had met his family several years earlier. We were good friends. While I talked to both of them and checked in on them, one of those students contacted me earlier this year, and she said, "Can I shadow you during the summer?" I thought, I had to get approval for that, but for her, absolutely. Temple, I would do that in a heartbeat. Get approval. She wanted to gain some industry exposure. She spent the summer unpaid, jumping on phone calls, shadowing me and several of my colleagues. As a result of being just shadowing, asking for the opportunity, shadowing with me, she gained incredible experience and knowledge, saw things she was never going to see, met and took the initiative to meet with other industry colleagues. So everybody I was on the phone with that was a colleague of mine at Pfizer, she wanted to meet with, and I made the introduction. She also got to talk to industry residents, fellows, and met and took the initiative to talk with the head of AMCP, Academy of Managed Care Pharmacy. She too saw things she never existed, and recently I reviewed her letter of intent to apply for residencies and fellowships, things she wasn't even aware of 2 years ago. So she took the initiative to make a decision, and the Alumni Association helped her out. That's what we do. As I look out in the audience of alumni, cloakers, faculty, I can pull many stories. I could probably pull 10 from Dr. Bornstein's and Lee's first comments and Larry's comments. How our lives intersected before this moment, who did I go to school with, who I worked with, who I interviewed with, and maybe crossed paths at an alumni meeting, and how we influenced each other and made lives better for patients, for places that we worked. Just so many interesting people that made me a better person also. So I share those stories because, as I mentioned and one of the previous speakers mentioned, your journey is just beginning. You never know where it's going, you never know who you're going to meet, and you never know who might be there to help you. So I encourage you to enjoy the ride, embrace the journey, study hard too, by the way. And just know that the School of Pharmacy and the alumni are there to help you when you need it. So with that, one of the true joys of being involved with the Alumni Association is I get to meet many fellow alums I would otherwise never interact with. And I get to learn what the next generation of pharmacists, essentially your peers, are doing and how they're leading the pharmacy world today. As president of the Alumni Association, I not only have the honor of standing here before you, I get the honor of recognizing these alumni and their accomplishments, and I get to introduce them to you, tell you their stories. So today I'll be recognizing 3 such people. And as I do, and before I present them their awards, I'd like to tell you a little bit about the awards themselves. When the Alumni Association considers nominees, there are many criteria. Despite the differences in eligibility, there are several core considerations. They must be providers of pharmacy-related services to customers or patients, innovation in pharmacy services, an active participant in professional organizations. You need to be involved. It's very important. Interest and involvement in having input into pharmacy, and ongoing involvement in the community. And in order to be eligible for any award, and this actually all came out in one of my nomination calls, or one of my award calls, you have to be nominated. In order to be nominated, someone has to notice you and care enough about what you did to make a call or to write a letter or to send an email to say, hey, look at this person. It's extremely important. They recognize what you're doing and they take their most valuable asset, which is their time. And they write a letter to why you should be recognized. The Alumni Association takes this in and then votes. With that background, I want to present the 2023 Alumni Association Award winners. The first award I'd like to present today is the Distinguished Pharmacy Practitioner Award. Nominees for this award must have graduated from the Temple School of Pharmacy, of course, within at least 5 years, so a relatively new practitioner. Employed in the full-time professional in a pharmacy setting that enables him or her to demonstrate outstanding skills in clinical pharmacy and provide professional services that result in a clear benefit to patients or the community. This year's winner, I had the pleasure of meeting for the first time during the nomination process. During our emails and eventual phone conversation, I was struck by her gratitude and her humbleness. She was shocked and humbled that someone would consider her for an award. When I told her it was a member of the faculty, she was even more surprised. What I haven't told her was that at a recent Alumni Association meeting, another member of the faculty, who's here, upon hearing she won, said, "Outstanding, she is fantastic." And after reading her bio, I was the one that was humbled. So let me tell you about her. She fell into pharmacy almost as an accident, very similar to me, by the way. And turning a part-time, she received her PharmD in 2018. She's been practicing in the retail setting during that time. And of course, her career essentially started during a global pandemic. So I will say one thing about all three nominees, or all three award winners tonight. All of them have come of age during the time of a pandemic. It's a tremendous, tremendous opportunity, and what a learning experience for the future. Like many, she saw an opportunity to help people and become part of the solution to the pandemic. She had led several initiatives early on to provide COVID-19 tests, and when vaccines became available, she took initiative to lead vaccination efforts in the community. She personally administered over 9,000 vaccines in 2021. Think about that. 9,000, just one person. Sometimes 200 a day, both in her store and as the community as a participant in approximately 80 clinics and to doing home visits. Talk about benefit to the community. Oh, and she precepts pharmacy students in her free time. So it is my honor to present this year's Temple University Alumni Association Distinguished Pharmacy Practitioner Award to Jenna McAuliffe. Jenna? You got a picture? Our next one, the second award I'd like to present today, is the Pharmacy Student Healthcare Professional Award. Nominees for this award must be nominated and have a letter of recommendation. And the letters of recommendation are very thorough. Again, if someone took their time to write that letter and be thoughtful about how they wrote, that really speaks the most about this person. They must be a full-time student in good standing in their third professional year, and they must display evidence of interest, achievement, and leadership in advancing the profession of pharmacy. The Alumni Association had several nominations this year that were absolutely outstanding. I read and reread the nomination letters and CVs several times. The association even acknowledged the quality of the nominees at our meetings. They really speak highly of what you all are capable of, what you all should strive for. This year's winner has held multiple leadership positions within the school, the Institute for Healthcare Improvement, Student Council of Clinical Pharmacy, Student Society of Health System Pharmacy, and many others. She's a mentor to several groups. She's a tutor. She has taken initiative to undertake a summer mini residency program, completed a clinical skills competition with both APHA and SCCP, and collaborated on several research projects within the school. Apparently, she also just helped write a manuscript. It's remarkable. All this while achieving a 3.9 GPA and being inducted into Phi Lambda Sigma. I'd like to read an excerpt from her faculty nomination letter. One thing that stands out about Francesca is her ability to elevate her leadership positions to collaborate with and to create working relationships with other organizations and health professional schools. She is not interested in just completing these events. She wants to truly create a lasting impact on her community and foster relationships that will last for years to come. Now think about what she did that that person that nominated her saw that caused her to write those words. That's truly remarkable. It's my honor to present this year's Pharmacy Student Healthcare Practitioner Award to Francesca Graziano.
Thank you, Dr. Casey, for those kind words. Good afternoon, faculty, TUSP alumni members, family, friends, and to you all, class of 2027. I'd like to start by saying thank you to the Alumni Association for creating the Pharmacy Student Professional Health Award to recognize students who have displayed excellence during their pharmacy school career. It is truly an honor to be the recipient of this award among many other deserving candidates, and to be able to share a few words of encouragement with the class of 2027 as your pharmacy school journey begins. I'm very excited to be at this ceremony today because my class's white coat ceremony was virtual, and our coding consisted of our pictures flashing up upon the screen and our families commenting in the comment section of the live stream. Congratulations. So I'm very, very much looking forward to seeing you all coded here in person today. Students, as you start your journey through pharmacy school, which will be the toughest, quickest, but most rewarding 4 years, I'd like to share 3 important things to remember that will help you get through all that pharmacy school has in store for you. Hopefully this advice will help you on the days that you don't think you can sit through another 2-hour lecture, or nights spent making sure that you remember all of the components of the immune system, and of course, the toughest weeks like the dreaded October spirals that you will be experiencing very soon. The first is to lean on your support system. Everyone sitting in this room today wants you to succeed. Your family, professors, alumni, peers. Utilize them. Take mental breaks to go for a walk with a family member in between reviewing immunology lectures. Ask a friend to review the difference between gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria before the exam. Connect with an upperclassman like me to ask for advice because we've all been in your shoes. Go to office hours to clear up a concept from lecture that you don't understand, or review a difficult exam so you can improve on the next one. And don't forget to pay it forward and support your own peers. You're all in this together. Secondly, it's important to show yourself grace. It's easier said than done, and I need to listen to my own advice sometimes too. But as student pharmacists, we're expected to learn and retain a lot of information in 4 years. Every drug's brand name, generic name, dosing for each indication, side effects, drug interactions, the list goes on and on. So be patient with yourself. With time, experience, and failures, it will become second nature to you. And if it doesn't, you can always use Lexicom to check yourself. Lastly, and most importantly, put in the work. You are in a graduate level program where you will leave a doctor of pharmacy. Still crazy for me to think about that in 8 short months, I will walk across a stage similar to this one and be hooded. They don't just hand out doctorate degrees to everyone, we earn them. So as you put your white coat on for the first time today in a few minutes, think about what that means to you. When you wear your white coat during labs or on IPPEs or APPEs, you're not only representing yourself as a student pharmacist, but you're representing the school and the profession of pharmacy as a whole. The concepts that you work hard to learn in school will directly impact your future patients' lives, so take care in learning them. Sitting here today at this ceremony is an accomplishment. This means that TUSP saw something in you that will make a quality pharmacist in 4 years. We are all very lucky to be at an institution that cares so much about their students. An institution that has more leadership opportunities than any other, gives us the ability and autonomy to learn from our mistakes, and is constantly looking to us for feedback on how to make the program better for years to come. Someone gave me a very worthwhile piece of advice a while ago that has stuck with me ever since I started pharmacy school, and that is the only way you're definitely not going to get an opportunity is if you stop yourself. So apply for the position, ask the question. Don't limit yourself. You can do whatever you set your mind to. You're here for a reason. My hope for all of you is that you'll get the most out of your 4 years here. Experience all that is available to you between leadership opportunities, service projects, research, and creating lasting friendships. Attend general body meetings to learn about different pharmacy career paths that you've never heard of before. Connect with an alumni on LinkedIn. Put yourself out there. Put your passions into practice. Enjoy the next 4 years, class of 2027, and congratulations on your first step to becoming doctors of pharmacy. Thank you.
All right, our final award today is the New Pharmacist Practitioner Award. The New Pharmacist Practitioner Award is presented annually to someone who, of course, graduated from Temple, but no more than 4 years earlier. must be employed full-time in a pharmacy practice setting and enables the candidate to demonstrate outstanding skills in clinical pharmacy or provide professional services that result in a clear benefit to the patient or community. This year's winner was actually on a trip to Central Europe when she was nominated. We were trying to get a hold of her in order to have everything done in order for this event, and she responded while on vacation and got us the information we needed to put her on the ballot and do all the things we needed to do. Not only was she on vacation, but she got me the information that night. Within 12 hours, I think I had everything I needed while she was away in Central Europe with her friends and family. No excuses, just a thank you and what I needed. That's gratitude and professionalism personified. I've not met this person until today, and I was impressed before I ever even spoke to her. This year's winner is a 2019 graduate of the School of Pharmacy, where she had several leadership positions, was on the university's Dean Search Committee, and received the prestigious Renzulli Family Scholarship. She completed a residency in pharmacy practice, is board certified as a pharmacotherapy specialist, and is working on her board certification in critical care. She currently serves as a hospital critical care pharmacist with a broad range of responsibilities, aside from just caring for patients, including antimicrobial stewardship, drug information, education, and so much more. And I can tell you, as a hospital pharmacy director that developed and created a clinical program, the go-to person I had was my ICU pharmacist, every time. In her biography, in addition to her accomplishments in her career path, she noted the word empathy as a key element in her development and success. You may hear, and I believe this, as someone who's been through the system as a healthcare professional and someone who's been through it as a patient, that empathy may be the most important skill you develop as a clinician. When I saw that, it's just struck me. She gets it. This year's New Pharmacist Practitioner Award is Roxana Lazar, Temple University School of Pharmacy, class of 2019. Come on up, Roxana. Thank you. Thank you very much. Congratulations. So that concludes the awards presentation for today. I hope you, like I, are struck by their passion, commitment, and leadership. Words like empathy, gratitude, and humble are words I hope you remember as you embark on your journey. These are outstanding role models for you to follow. Good luck, congratulations, and enjoy the journey. Let's give our hand to our 2023 award winners.
Thank you, Ed. We're about to begin the ceremony. A couple of things I just want to say. I read off a whole bunch of names for cloakers. There's only so many that are here. The rest are in the audience. There will be a break when the rest of the group will come up and get their chance. Chris will take care of that. Chris Van Vessem was integral in arranging this whole thing, so I didn't thank you, Chris, so thank you, Chris. And so the other thing I want to thank is our great musicians over here, just playing beautiful music for us as we begin this whole process. So let the ceremony begin. You're now changed. I think that went off pretty well. At this point, I would like to bring back to the stage Ed Casey to administer the oath of the pharmacist to everybody. Ed.
Thank you again, Dr. Bornstein. So everyone should have a copy? If you could all rise. Now, this is one of those, it's a little challenging to repeat after me, so I'm going to read it, and then please look and read the whole thing. All right? This is the oath of the pharmacist. I promise to devote myself to a lifetime of service to others through the profession of pharmacy. In fulfilling this vow, I will consider the welfare of humanity and relief of suffering my primary concerns.
I will consider the welfare of humanity and relief of suffering my primary concerns.
I will promote inclusion, embrace diversity, and advocate for justice to advance health equity.
I will promote inclusion, embrace diversity, and advocate for justice to advance health equity.
I will apply my knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of my ability to assure optimal outcomes in all patients.
I will apply my knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of my ability to assure optimal outcomes for all patients.
I will respect and protect all personal and health information entrusted to me.
I will respect and protect all personal and health information entrusted to me.
I will accept responsibility to improve my professional knowledge, expertise, and self-awareness.
I will accept responsibility to improve my professional knowledge, expertise, and self-awareness.
I will hold myself and my colleagues to the highest principles of our profession's moral, ethical, and legal conduct.
I will hold myself and my colleagues to the highest principles of our profession's moral, ethical, and legal conduct.
I will embrace and advocate changes that improve patient care.
I will embrace and advocate changes that improve patient care.
I will utilize my knowledge, skills, experiences, and values to prepare the next generation of pharmacists.
I will utilize my knowledge, skills, experiences, and values to prepare the next generation of pharmacists.
I take these vows voluntarily with the full realization of the responsibility with which I am entrusted by the public.
I take these vows voluntarily with the full realization of the responsibility with which I am entrusted by the public.
Congratulations.
Be seated, please. So this brings a close to this wonderful event. I was told to let you know that you can exit from either door because what we're going to do now is party. Thank you, everybody. Go outside and party.
Complete strangers. Literally, I used to host my name on it. People holding posters that say like, it's really when you think that you're like dying, like there's just people that.
That's a lecture. Oh,
Running alongside their parents.
Yeah.
We'll enjoy the film, please. Oh yeah, no, oh no. They have it on exam.
Thank you. It'll tell you the moment someone will try to apply for.
you can check out there.
Yeah, don't. I know.
Don't eat and then check in.
I know.
Don't check it when you're hungry.